Hello, hello, hello. I'm back, Fourth Quarter Boys Sports. It is the illustrious Professor Lake. Back off the 1 week hiatus. Had to touch down in Vegas for a minute. Put a little money down on the home team. But jumping right into it, you see we're going to talk about the Bears schedule. And I'm going to go ahead and give you my predictions. I've looked at this schedule for a long time. Ever since it came out. And I didn't want to drop my prediction for the Bears season, but I think now is a pretty good time. I think I've gathered enough intel to give you something of substance. But look, I'm not going to keep you waiting. We're going to jump right into it. So, as I always do right about this time, it's Fourth Quarter Boys Sports. This is the illustrious Professor Lake. Like, comment, share, subscribe. All right, let's get into it. Week 1, the Bears got the Green Bay Packers at Lambeau Field, Sunday Night Football. Look for the new receivers to go up against this new secondary that the Green Bay Packers are trying to put together. Also, just overall as an offense, how we look against an upgraded Green Bay Packer defense. Offensively, I see Jordan Howard having a pretty good game. I see Tariq Cohen really breaking out against this team. But again, you got Aaron Rodgers playing on the other side of the ball against this Bear defense. Quarterback that understands defenses as well. And, we've been playing them for a long time. And I think these guys will have a battle as usual. But at the end of the day, I think it's going to be a close game. And the Bears slip away with a Week 1 opening game victory against our division rivals, the Packers. Week 2, we have the Seattle Seahawks. This is going to be Monday Night Football. So we're opening up on prime time. I think the Bears are going to show out. Especially in Seattle. I look for the Bears defense to dominate the Seahawks offense that are, in my opinion, in a rebuilding stage. They still have Russell Wilson. Definitely think that we're going to have to keep some contained, push the pocket in his face quickly. And I think that we're going to be able to do that. Also, with the addition of Roquan Smith as a first-round draft pick for the Bears, I really believe he's going to take away the middle. He's going to take away underneath routes. I look for the Bears offense to dominate the Seahawks defense. The Seahawks defense, they lost a lot of veterans who were like cornerstones of the defense. So I really think that's one of the weaker areas of the Seattle Seahawks at this point. And I think the Bears again will slip away with another victory in Seattle. In Week 3, we find ourselves in Arizona, facing the Cardinals, possibly facing a rookie quarterback, another team that's missed the playoffs for the last couple of years. I kind of look at them as the equivalent of the Bears, not very good, but not the worst team in the NFL. But with that in mind, I think this is just going to be a weird, awkward sort of game. I think that we're going to focus on stopping the run, but I think his name is David Johnson. I still think that he'll be able to break some tackles and get some big gains and keep the Cardinals in the game, but somehow, some way, I think Matt Nagy's offense is really going to work for Trubisky. I think he's going to figure out a way to pull this game out and slip away with another victory in Arizona. Here's where things get hairy. Tampa Bay, we play in Chicago, but, Tampa Bay has been kicking us in the rear end for the last couple seasons. For some reason, I just have a feeling that they'll be able to come up here. I got a funny feeling the pass rush isn't going to get to Jameis Winston if he's going to be able to play during that fourth game. They definitely have a nice wide receiver core. It's definitely going to be a challenge to bottle up this offense. We can't just sit on our loins and say that we're going to stop the run first when we know that this team has the receivers to stretch the field, and they will do it. With all that said, this is the first loss that I have jotted down for the Bears against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Yeah, like I said, I think it's an awkward loss, after playing the Packers and coming away with a win, and the Seahawks coming away with a win, and the Cardinals, some more accomplished teams than the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. But with that being said, again, I don't think the Buccaneers are world beaters or anything like that. I just feel that sometimes they have the Bears number, even when they don't have a team that's as competitive as the Bears, in my opinion. Somehow, some way, they manage to stay in games. We make mistakes, and we basically give the Buccaneers games. with all that being said, yeah, I think the Bears take a loss in week 4. Week 5 is a bye. We come back in week 6, and we face the Miami Dolphins in Miami off a bye week. And, you know, the Dolphins, another team that seems to be rebuilding. I don't think things are settled down at the quarterback position. Offensively, I don't know what type of weaponry they have, but I know that they lost Jarvis Landry last season. And I don't know if they have enough weapons to really do anything substantial against this Bears defense. And I think that'll just allow Mitchell Trubisky enough opportunities at times to put some points up on the board. And I think that's what he's going to do. I look for the receivers to have a big game against the Dolphins. You know, warm weather, a lot of these guys have played on teams in the South. So I'm looking for them to really flourish against the Miami Dolphins. And with that in mind, you know, of course, I have the Bears beating the Miami Dolphins. Week 7, we face the Patriots. I hate to say it, it's almost an automatic L against the Patriots, but you know, I really haven't been able to muster up a reason why I want to give the Bears an L against the Patriots other than the fact that they have Tom Brady, and no matter what you do, he manages to find a way to adjust his offense and stay in games and be able to put points on the board in critical situations. You know, so my suggestion for the Bears is to try to put up some points early, try to jump ahead of this team, and just hold on as long as you can. Because regardless of the league, Tom Brady is going to come and he's going to get his numbers. With that said, I don't think the Bears will be able to do that. And I see that in week 7, we take a loss to the New England Patriots once again. Week 7, we face the Jets. I figure that in as a win. We're facing a rookie quarterback. I think we need to dominate their offense with just our veteran leadership on defense. We got some players now. You know, let's not neglect the fact that we were a top 10 defense last season. Against the Jets, I got the Bears taking a W. All right. In week 8, we go to Buffalo. We play the Bills. Another rookie quarterback may be in play. And even if he's not in play, I still feel that the Bears will take a win when we go to Buffalo. When we go there, I think that we're just going to dominate both sides of the ball. I think we're going to have at least 100 yards rushing and 300 yards passing, and that'll be enough to beat the Bills. I think in week 10, we got the Lions at home, you know, another division game, and I think that it's going to be a shootout. I think it's going to be a shootout. Matthew Stafford is one quarterback that has been able to play the Bears. Sometimes he's been successful, sometimes not, but I think he's definitely going to take his chances. It may end up in a shootout, unfortunately, for our defense, but it's not against a quarterback that's lacking in talent. They also have wide receiver talent as well, and we saw that last season when we played Detroit. You know, Detroit and the Bears are very evenly matched at this point. But seeing that we got the Detroit Lions, and we're playing them in Soldier Field, we're going to have to give the W to the Bears. All right. In week 11, we have another divisional opponent, the Minnesota Vikings, and we have them in Soldier Field once again. And in my opinion, I was a big fan of the Vikings last season, but you know, in order to keep that same energy going to the next season, it's a task. It's a task. They've added a few pieces on defense that I like. I think it's really going to shore up their ability to allow their linebackers to play more coverage as opposed to being more associated with being run-stopping type of linebackers. I think they can do both. But again, you know, we got a dome team coming outside in November. You know, I think that we will be able to pull out a victory against the Vikings at Soldier Field. I think Mitchell Trubisky and Jordan Howard and Tariq Cohen, Shaheen, Trey Burton, I think these are the guys that are going to take over this game at home. You know, a lot of focus has been, you know, put on the wideouts. You know, we got Anthony Miller, we got Allen Robinson, then we got a new guy, Javon Wims, Kevin White's getting healthier, Taylor Gabriel we could throw in the mix. We got a lot of focus on the wide receivers, but again, you know, we got one of the more talented running backs in the league, a Pro Bowler, We also got Tariq Cohen, somebody who is capable of making big plays at any given time. You got a new piece that we're adding on, Trey Burton. And Adam Shaheen, I really predict him to be a guy that's going to step up and surprise some guys this year. We know he's a second-round pick, but it still will be a surprise because he came from Ashland College. So I think that he's going to make a lot of strides during the offseason, and I think he's going to carry it over into the regular season. And this game right here against the Vikings at home, when it's cold, when the weather conditions aren't that great, you're going to see Matt Nagy change up his offensive philosophy for cold weather games, just as far as who are going to be our targets. But that's just going to open up things for the guys outside. It's still going to open up the running game as well. Again, I didn't mean to dwell on this game too much, but it was just my explanation. I kind of felt like getting deep at the time, but I got the Bears getting another win versus the Vikings. Dome teams, I just don't trust them outside. Now, week 12, we got the Lions. This time we're going to Detroit. This is the Thanksgiving game, 11:30 a.m. Get your turkeys ready. All right? So, unfortunately, this game, I think the Lions catch the W. I don't think we're going to pull this one out. Simply because, we gave them an L, 2 weeks prior. Now they have us in their territory, and I think that, being back in the safe confines of a dome, I think that's where they flourish, So we got the Lions taking the W on Thanksgiving. Unfortunately, I'm sorry, guys. I would love it to be the other way around, but it's not. They're taking the L. The Bears are taking the L on Thanksgiving. Now, week 13, we got the New York City Giants. Yeah, I got the Bears getting the W on this, but I think it's going to be a close game. I think that rookie running back that got out of Penn State is definitely going to be somebody to contend with. He's versatile. Still got Odell Beckham Jr. And you got Eli Manning back. He's a Super Bowl winning quarterback. So, he definitely knows how to put it together and string some wins together when he needs to. The only thing is I'm not that confident in the defense of New York. And that's where I see Mitchell Trubisky being able to take more advantage of the situation. I see Mitchell Trubisky having a big game. I see these wideouts being competitive, especially since on the other side of the field they got Odell Beckham Jr. watching them. I really think the wideouts are going to show out against the Giants, just to kind of even make steps up on the ladder of who's the best receiver in the NFL. I think every receiver wants to step up and play a big game when they play the Giants, and Odell Beckham Jr. is playing as well. Just from a competitor standpoint. But with all that in mind, the Giants will take an L in week 13. Week 14, the Bears got the LA Rams. I got the Bears catching the L on this one. Surprisingly, I think that the team will be ready to play in the cold weather conditions. But I got the Bears taking the L. The Rams are a team that have so many superstars on their defense. I don't even want to name them all right now, and I don't think I could right now. I mean, they're pretty good from top to bottom, man. You might be able to find some ways to screen these guys out, do some underneath passes, but that's kind of what they want you to do anyway. So I got the Bears taking the L at home versus the LA Rams. Week 15 versus the Packers. Hey, we won the opening game. I have to give them the win this time on December 16th. They are a cold weather team, so are we. I just got a feeling that, the Packers won't be as shell-shocked as they were before we kicked doors down in week 1 in Green Bay. So I think they're going to have a lot of resentment in their heart. They're going to have revenge in their eyes, and they're going to be looking to get a victory in Chicago. As bitter as these words taste coming out of my mouth, unfortunately, I believe the Bears take an L against the Green Bay Packers in week 15. They travel out to San Francisco and we play the 49ers. I think we're going to get a W. We played them well last season. Unfortunately, we had Darryl Loggins as our offensive coordinator last season, and it did nothing for our offense in a game that was so close that we should have been able to put one more touchdown on the board and win, or another field goal would have helped us win. We lost to the San Francisco 49ers, to a team that didn't even score a touchdown. All they did was kick field goals all game. We could beat these guys this year. So that's why I had the Bears taking a W in week 16. In week 17, we go to Minnesota, we play the Vikings, and we steal their thunder. And so, again, it goes back to how confident am I in Kirk Cousins, and I'm not very confident in him. I feel that they could have spent their free agent money in other areas to strengthen their offense even more and to strengthen their defense even more. So, all right, just to recap this for you, here's what I got, man. So at Green Bay against the Packers, we're going to get a W. At home against Seattle, we're going to get a W. Away in Arizona, we getting a W. At home against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, we're going to catch this L. In Miami, we're going to get a W. We play the Patriots at home, we're going to catch that L. We play the Jets at home, we're going to get a W. We go play the Buffalo Bills, and we get the win. Then we play Detroit in week 10, and we get the win. Week 11, we play the Vikings, and we get the win. At week 12, against the Lions, we're going to catch the L on Thanksgiving, y'all. Catching that L. In New York, we're going to get the W. It's going to be a nice game, but we're going to get the W. Now, week 14, we got the Rams at home in December in the cold weather, but we still going to catch the L for some reason. And we're going to catch the L next week after that against the Packers. Because, like I said, they got blood in their eyes from us stealing their heart out game 1 in the season opener, So they're coming back for blood. They're going to get an L. It's not going to be as bad as we did them, but they're going to run away with a sweet vic. Now, in week 16, we're going to play the San Francisco 49ers. I see that as being a win. Since last season, they beat us just by kicking field goals. I think that we'll be able to stop their offense, and this year we'll be able to put a substantial number of points on the board. Thank you. In week 17, we are in Minnesota, and we're going to get the W. Because I just don't think the Vikings are going to be as good as they were last year. All right, here we go. Let's count it up. That's 11 wins and 5 losses. And you guys are going to think I'm insane. But I think the Bears are going to be the team that goes from worst to first. It might not be the first place team in the division, but I can see the Bears pushing the envelope and ended up making the playoffs as a wild card team. It can happen. It's happened before. Why not with the Bears? During the season, you're going to see some of the same guys keep making headlines. Jordan Howard, Tariq Cohen is going to make some bigger plays. Trubisky is going to play better. I see the defense continuing their growth and moving up. But the difference between last year and this year is that we have a capable head coach, capable offensive coordinator, and we have weapons. In some of those games that were lost last season, I just don't see them escaping the Bears this season. So 11-5. That's my prediction for the Bears 2018 season. Like I said, I'm molded over for a long time, but that's what I can see happening. If everything goes right for the Bears, we maintain our health, this offense is everything that's cracked up to be, we're going to be an 11-5 team, and we're going to see ourselves in the playoffs as a wild card team. So mark your calendars, man. Who said it first? It's your boy, the illustrious Professor Lake. You know what time it is. Like, comment, share, subscribe. And you know what it is. Fourth Quarter Boy Sports. I'm out.